Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show on D.A.M.O.N Looks. So I have a really, really cool topic today. All right. What creates true happiness? Fame and fortune? Fame or fortune? Or neither? What creates true happiness? So everyone who knows me knows I'm the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smart ass. Guys, 28 years ago, I was a dumbass. Today, I'm a smart ass. Okay. So that's my book. Drugs don't create true happiness. Alcohol doesn't create true happiness. Substance abuse, too much food, gambling too much, okay? Excessive anything, even sex does not create true happiness. You might be happy at that moment. So, what does create true happiness? Is it fame? Is it fortune? What is it? Let's talk about that today. I have a poem that I want to read to you guys. I read poems pretty much all my shows. Um, and this is just a cute poem about life itself, okay? To smile and laugh at yourself and at others is really what life's all about. If you tell me shut up and be still, I then have to put tape on my mouth. I was born to be silly because boring I'm not. Sarcastically stupid, you see. So if you are stuffy and born without humor, a friend to me you can't be. I don't go through life to offend anyone, but by nature I say what I mean. If you've got a pole up your butt or you're stuck in a rut, pull it out, man. Here's Vaseline. To be politically correct every time that I speak just never will work for me. Moving forward in life in a positive way is the way it's supposed to be. I laugh at myself, and not only you, I promise that you're not alone. My humor is such that it pisses you off. Me not caring will now set the tone. While the seasons are changing and life goes on, I'd rather make fun of you until I am gone. I love to draw and just create, paint with a brush. I just can't wait. To be creative is what I do. Take something old and make it new. I'm an artist and poet, a writer and chef. I love to create. My brain don't go left. God made me right brain so I could have fun, or I would go crazy. Far away I would run. My art keeps me grounded, as sane as could be, 'cause with no pink crayons, no rainbows for me. I have to put color in all that I do. Because of the colors, I never feel blue. Don't be afraid to really step out. You got to tell the world what you're thinking about. This poem right here sums up a little bit about how I've become happy in my life. Just be who you are, okay? And don't worry about what other people think. What I teach is KYW, know your worth. Okay, guys? Know your worth, because once that happens, everything else kind of falls into place to bring you true happiness. So, is it fame? Does fame make people happy? Is that what you think? Do you want to be famous? Well, through all my radio shows, I've been getting a lot of recognition. And this is pretty cool, guys. December 3rd, I will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, Internet International Radio Hall of Fame for a radio show host. Did that make me happy? Incredibly happy. Did that make me proud? Incredibly proud. But is that true happiness, fame? Let's talk about that a little bit. All these famous artists, singers, actors, the more I'm getting to interview most of them, they tell me that they were most happy before all the fame, when they could just kind of be them, hanging out, chilling out, entertaining for fun. Robin Williams, what a tragedy that was, right? Think about it. Elvis Presley, he owns part of my heart. I never got to meet him, guys. I still have the ticket. I was 16 when he passed away. I still have the ticket to that concert I was supposed to finally go to. And that devastated me, right? Our idols, we think we're going to get to meet them and then we can't. But think about him and Robin Williams, and a lot of others as well. But him and Robin Williams, two of the most famous people in the world. To this day, I believe everyone knows who they are. And gone. Depressed. Sad. Not happy. Not only were they super famous, they were super wealthy. So they had both fame and fortune. Didn't make them happy. So that's when I start to question things, about what we believe and what we think and how we were brought up. Do we all need to make a decent living? Absolutely, because we need money to survive. That's a fact. So we all need to do that. So do you think more about fame in your life? Do you think more about fortune? Or do you not care about either one of them? I'm not saying we shouldn't want something better. I'm not saying that it's terrible to want fame and it's terrible to want fortune. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm asking is, do you think it brings true happiness? Because I'm going to tell you what I think brings true happiness. First of all, like I said, KYW, guys, know your worth. To me, that brings true happiness because you can finally realize you're worth it. And, once we achieve that, guys, we can achieve anything. It's so much easier for us to say to someone else, wow, you're incredible. You're so great. I love your songs. I love your movies. I love your poems. I just think you're incredible. I watch your radio shows. I think you're incredible. But how come when it comes to us looking in the mirror, we can't say that to ourselves? Why is that? Not really sure. But I've learned to grow and I've learned to realize that I do believe I'm great. I'm a good person. I'd be one of the first to help anybody who needs help. That makes me happy, knowing that I'm willing to help someone in need. That makes me really happy. People say there's no selfish, kind acts. I don't believe that because people do acts of kindness without anyone knowing. Does it make them feel good? Yes, but that's still a very unselfish act of kindness. There are also people out there who have done things to save other people's lives and jeopardize theirs. Don't tell me that's not unselfish. That is the most unselfish. Okay, so I don't believe that for 1 minute. Robin Williams, let's talk about him for a minute because that really, really affected me. Growing up watching this man, making me laugh, making the world laugh, bringing so much joy to everybody. And watching him, we always had this false ideology about him that he was so happy. Who knew he wasn't? I didn't. That was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking on so many levels, of course, but it kind of shattered my reality of who I thought this man was. So that's what I'm saying about the average person here. Do we aid in shattering our realities? Do we build something else up so big that when that comes crashing down, we come with it? Is that what we do? Do we have a false sense of security in things that we believe are making us happy? I had a friend, a very close friend, actually in his early 50s, incredibly wealthy. Not famous, but incredibly wealthy. Beautiful family. Just became a grandfather. Was the president of a huge company. Anytime you were in his company, you thought he was one of the happiest men in the world. He ended up killing himself. That was unbelievable to me. How could this man, so wealthy, with such a great family, happy all the time, end up killing himself? It was craziness. So I'm here to tell you that even money and wealth don't bring happiness. Like I said, having enough to sustain yourself, that makes you happy for your, living circumstances, of course. Money sometimes, believe it or not, I'm sure you've all heard this, is the root of all evil. Because sometimes, guys, just sometimes, we have such a false sense of security with it. We think we're untouchable. Guess what? We're not. Money does not make us untouchable. It can be gone in 24 hours. You can lose it all. I know people who have. You know, it's just heartbreaking. What I want people to really understand through this video today is that happiness starts with us. It starts inside of each of you. We have to be happy with who we are as a person. Once we achieve that, we can be happy through life with anything and all our circumstances, regardless. You know, okay, God. Let's talk about God a minute. I believe in God. Absolutely. I believe in Jesus. He's my Lord and Savior. Okay? That's me. I would hate to go through life thinking I'm it. There's nothing out there who's got my back. There's nothing out there greater than me. I can't imagine me thinking I'm the greatest thing ever and I'm so great that I don't need anything out there. I don't need God. Oh my goodness. That's horrendous. We all need to know somebody's got our back. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how famous you are. We all need to know somebody out there greater than us has our back. When I came to that reality, it made me even happier. So, am I sitting here telling you I'm ecstatic with life? No, but I'm happy. Okay? Simple things now make me happy. Silly things now make me happy. Being able to write my poems, being able to draw, being able to spend time with my family, hugging my grandchildren. Those are the things that make me happy. Helping other people make me happy. If I could leave you guys with anything from this video, it's you're worth it. Okay, you're worth it. What we feed ourselves, guys, I want to say this to you because this is really, really important. What we feed ourselves mentally has probably 90% effect on us of the outcome of what we put out there, what we feel. I did an experiment when I wrote my book. There's a little bit in there about mind over matter. And I did an experiment. My father had Alzheimer's the last few years of his life. And I remember it was kind of in the beginning stages. So I brought him to my home and I made him an incredible Italian meal. We're Italian, and his favorite meal. And when we were in my car about a half an hour after we ate and, just driving around, running some errands, he said to me, "Did we have lunch?" And I thought about that. And that made me really think about how powerful our brain is. My dad ate so much food for lunch, he couldn't possibly be hungry. What's sad is if your brain's not working properly, it can't tell your body you're full. How can your body, who just consumed all this food, not know it's full unless the brain tells it? That's craziness. That's craziness to me. Like my mug, not an addict, I'm just an ass, guys. So when that happened, I said, I'm going to write a little bit about mind over matter in my book. And what I did with that was I did an experiment. True story. I laid in my bed one night and I have a sound machine. I love it. So I played the sound machine and I was thinking really, 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 really happy thoughts. Okay. And I switched my thoughts to really, really, really bad thoughts. I kid you not. Within less than a minute, all of a sudden my heart started pounding. And I was like, oh my gosh, getting like this anxiety attack. I sit up in bed and I'm like, no, no, no. Okay, it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. God, it's fake. It's fake. I made that up. I lied. I lied. Can you imagine being able to fake yourself? Lying to yourself? That's craziness. Think about that. That's how powerful our brains are, guys. How is that true? I can lie to myself and my body feels it? I said that to say this. Our happiness starts with what we feed it, what we feed ourselves, what we tell our minds. What we feed our minds creates whether or not we're going to be happy in life, regardless of our circumstances. Guys, hear me out. Regardless of our circumstances. Okay? There's not a person here, not a person living, that will not have trials and tribulations. We all will. Okay? But it's how we respond to that which will make us happy or not long term. We're allowed to be sad. We need to be sad. It's actually an emotion that's necessary. We need to grieve a year, at least. We need to. But once that year is over, we have to start feeding ourselves happy thoughts again. Because that's a healthy healing process for 1 year. Okay? Try not to let it go further than that, guys. And I know sometimes it's very difficult. But I'm just here to help you understand that it's possible, regardless of our circumstances. You know, I want to read a poem out of my book. This is the last poem in my book, and I like to read this through all my shows because it's not just about addiction. It's about everything. Okay? So when we're feeling sad, unworthy, when we're feeling like there's no hope, regardless of our circumstances, whatever it is, okay? This poem can help you, not just about addiction, about changing your thoughts. Change your choice. I had a life-changing moment that I knew had to be. The only way to change things was to first start with me. So I looked in the mirror and woke up one day and thought to myself I needed to pray. So I asked God to change me, to help me stay strong, to clean up my mess, to right what's been wrong. I cleaned up my diet, cleaned up my room. I cleaned up my habits with this dirty broom. I kept going forward and never looked back. I refused to derail, stayed on the right track. I realized my worth and all that did matter through my selfish behavior to lives I had shattered. Finally decided at 30 years old to stop abusing my body, my mind, heart, and soul. My life-changing choice that I had once made, over 25 years now, my debt has been paid. So you read all my thoughts on how to stay clean. It's all or nothing, my friend. There's no in between. To live or to die is a choice you must make. Your life is not worthless. You're not a mistake. One day at a time is the slogan you've heard. It works if you work it while applying his word. For you to get healthy, for your mind not to fail, escaping reality will keep you in jail. With addictive behavior, sex, drugs, food, or money, substituting addictions, no, isn't that funny? I'm not an addict. This too shall pass. I'm not an addict. I'm just an ass. May the good Lord bless and guide you guys. The reason why I love reading that poem is because that helps all of us understand that change is necessary constantly throughout our lives, okay? I would never want to be stuck in a rut and constantly saying, woe is me. Oh my gosh, I'm so unhappy. I'm so miserable. Woe is me. If I only, if I could be famous, if I could be rich, if only that would make me happy. But if you really, really use your head and think it through sensibly, again, think about all the famous people who were rich, who were famous, started maybe using drugs, maybe OD'd, maybe committed suicide. So many of them have. How happy were they? They couldn't be happy. Okay? You know, even when we're young, like your children, let's talk about that. If any of you out there have children, you know, we think, okay, let's give them this ice cream, it'll make them happy. Let's buy them candy, let's buy them a toy. That is terrible. I'm sorry. I'm not saying never give your child, a piece of candy or, a toy. I'm not saying that. But don't use that on a regular basis to make them happy, because they're going to grow up with such a false sense of reality. And they're going to grow up wanting, first of all, that sugar, which is so terrible for them. I have to say this, okay? People drink a lot of those monster drinks. People drink a lot of caffeine. They eat a lot of candy, a lot of sugar. But that's destroying our brain cells, okay? And it makes you have this euphoric feeling at that moment, but it's damaging your brain cells. It ultimately will cause depression and suicidal thoughts. Research that, okay? What I'm saying is true. When you put sugar, table sugar, not, like local honey or raw honey, that's okay. Stevia, raw organic stevia, that's from a plant, that's okay. Pretty much, and maple syrup, real maple syrup, not Aunt Jemima, guys. Those 3 sugars are the only 3 sugars I recommend. Sweeteners. All the rest, your brain thinks you're giving it heroin, thinks you're giving it a drug. So that's why 100% of addicts are addicted to sugar. 100% of them. Okay? So the reason why I'm stressing this is because today more than ever, people are unhappy, people are committing suicide, people are using drugs, people are dying every day. Today more than ever. Do you see the correlation? Our food industry, what they're putting in our food to make it addictive. It's so much deeper than that. That's not what I want to bring, this show to, but I just had to mention that. Okay, guys? So don't teach your children this is going to make you happy. No, teach your children this. You have to be happy with yourself. You have to be able to know that you're worth it. You know what? I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm going to read you another poem. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. I keep this poem on my wall in my office. It's a constant reminder for me. This poem is incredible. This is something we all need to live by. I don't know who wrote it. A friend of mine gave it to me about 20 years ago, because when he was younger and he did something bad, he might have stolen a candy bar, whatever it was, his father said, this is how I'm going to punish you. I'm going to make you read this poem every day for a week. You're going to read it to me, and then you're going to keep this in your room. And this is what you need to live by, young man. So when he gave me this poem, I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And I printed it and I hung it up, and I also made several copies and I give it to people. It's called The Man in the Glass. When you get what you want in your struggle for self and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father or mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the man staring back from the glass. You may be like Jack Horner and chisel a plum and think you're a wonderful guy, but the man in the glass says you're only a bum if you can't look him straight in the eye. He's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear up to the end. And you've passed your most dangerous, difficult test if the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass. What an incredible poem. I wish I knew who the author was. But guys, that's true happiness, not fame, not fortune. Are they nice to have? Yes. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have either. I have a little bit of fame now, a little bit, right? I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame. I have a little bit of fortune in my life. I'm blessed. I work hard. But that's not true happiness. My true happiness comes from knowing my worth, knowing that God is out there protecting me and my family, spending time with my family, being happy with silly little things daily, having great friends, not settling. Okay, guys, not settling. Surrounding myself with positivity, not negativity. Listening to happy, uplifting. I'm not saying never listen to sad songs, but listen to uplifting sad songs that will have a great outcome, or ones that will teach you a lesson. Not profanity, not degrading women and children. And please don't. Choose your songs and your music carefully. It has a huge impact, guys, on our youth and what we're thinking as well. Don't be one of those people. All positive thoughts, guys. All positive music, beautiful music, happy music, silly music. It's important. The shows that we watch, okay? Not profanity, nudity, all that nonsense. That's never going to bring happiness. Okay, two of my favorite shows are Friends and Seinfeld. I own the collection for both. That's all I even watch anymore. And I go to the theater when there's a beautiful movie out there about God or Jesus. I'll do that. And I'm not saying you never have to see a movie again. It's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying keep things in your life positive. If someone out there is really, really struggling with depression, your food has a lot to do with it. Okay? Guys, listen, you can always reach out to me, Geri Petito, Geripetito. I'm also a nutritional health coach. I'd love to guide you. I cured myself of 2 cancers back in the day without the medical industry through natural healing. I can help you. I can guide you. Okay, guys? I'm here. Like I said, I'm also a recovery coach. So you can find my book on Amazon, barnesandnobles.com. I'm not an addict. I'm just an ass. It can save a life. Okay? And like I said, if you don't believe in God and you have no faith, talk to whoever you think could be up there listening. When you're alone at night, say, okay, if this crazy lady is right, God, reveal yourself to me. Let me know something out there is real. Because I guarantee you this, guys, he will. Okay, he absolutely will. So do yourself a favor and step out in faith. Okay? Talk to God. He'll help you. If you want to reach out to me on Facebook, do so. Message me. Tell me you saw my video. You'd like to talk, have some questions, whatever it is. Okay, guys? I'm here. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I am absolutely here to help you guys. Everyone has struggles. I also have struggles. There's not a person alive that doesn't. Okay? So we can overcome our struggles. Okay? And we can learn to live a happy, healthy life. Okay? It starts with here, our thoughts. Okay, guys? So again, reach out to me. I'm Geri Petito. I'm the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'm a nutritional health coach. I'm a radio show host, soon to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Woohoo for me. And I want to thank all of you for listening. And if this video inspired you in any way, shape, or form, please share it. Thank you so much. And have a great day.